Imagine this, a star athlete at the peak of his career, the entire sports world chanting his name. But behind closed doors, a storm has been brewing for years. Travis Hunter, the young football sensation everyone's been watching, just dropped a bombshell that has fans reeling and his family divided. Reports say he surprised his mother with what she called her dream house, a sprawling mansion with glistening marble floors, a backyard that looks like it belongs in a movie, and even a closet bigger than most apartments. Sounds perfect, right? Too perfect. Because while cameras captured hugs, tears, and picture-perfect smiles, insiders claim there was drama behind the scenes that no one expected. Siblings allegedly felt betrayed. Old family tensions resurfaced, and whispers of jealousy began to circulate. Fans are asking, was this generous gesture a heartfelt tribute, or a spark that lit a hidden family feud? Stay tuned, because what started as a fairy tale moment quickly spiraled into shocking arguments, emotional confessions, and accusations that left everyone stunned. Trust me, you've never seen a family surprise take such a dramatic turn. And tonight, we're breaking down every tear, every twist, and every betrayal in the story of Travis Hunter's jaw-dropping gift. When Travis Hunter pulled up to the gates of the brand new mansion, cameras flashing and neighbors whispering, it seemed like a moment straight out of a fairy tale. The young football prodigy, adored by fans and praised by coaches, was finally giving back to the woman who had raised him against all odds. His mother, dressed simply in a flowing summer dress, clasped her hands over her mouth as the black SUV doors swung open and Travis extended his hand to her. "Mom," he whispered with a grin, "welcome to your dream house." At first glance, it was the perfect story. The house was enormous, an estate with white stone walls, balconies wrapped in ivy, and a fountain that sparkled beneath the sun. Neighbors gathered at the gate, phones raised, recording every second of the reveal. Fans online were already posting clips, calling Travis the perfect son and praising his devotion. Tears streamed down his mother's cheeks as she stepped forward, clutching her son's arm tightly. "Travis, you didn't," she said, her voice trembling. He nodded proudly. "Everything you ever dreamed of, Mom, everything." But behind those smiles, a different story was brewing. Inside the family, not everyone was thrilled about this sudden display of generosity. Whispers among cousins, uncles, and even Travis's siblings started spreading like wildfire. One of his younger brothers, standing at the edge of the crowd, folded his arms and muttered, "So it's only about her now, huh? What about the rest of us?" The bitterness in his tone was quickly picked up by others, who exchanged uneasy glances as the crowd cheered. Travis led his mother up the driveway, showing off the marble steps and the grand double doors that opened into a chandelier-lit hallway. She gasped, her hand pressed to her chest. "Travis, I don't know what to say. This is more than I ever imagined." He laughed softly, kissing her forehead. "You don't have to say anything. You deserve this." Still, in the corner of the room, relatives gathered, whispering. One aunt, her voice dripping with suspicion, leaned toward a cousin. "Don't you think it's strange? He buys her this palace, but where was all this love when we were struggling together years ago? Now suddenly it's cameras and gifts." Her cousin nodded, lowering her voice. "It feels more like a show than real love." Outside, fans were losing their minds on social media. Videos of his mother's emotional reaction had already gone viral. Comments flooded in. "This is what every mother dreams of. Travis is the son we all want, and such a beautiful moment. I'm crying." But among the praises were darker comments too. "Where's the rest of his family? Doesn't he have siblings?" One fan wrote. Another accused him of playing favorites. "This isn't about love. It's about publicity." Back inside the mansion, the tour continued. Travis showed his mother the kitchen with its gleaming marble countertops, the living room with floor-to-ceiling windows, and the bedroom designed exactly as she had always described when daydreaming years ago. "Remember how you used to say you wanted a closet just for shoes?" he asked with a grin, opening a door to reveal rows and rows of shelves. She burst into laughter, covering her mouth. "Oh my God, Travis. You remembered everything." But the laughter was interrupted by a tense cough. His brother, unable to contain his frustration, finally spoke up. "So this is it. She gets the dream, and the rest of us just get to watch." The room fell silent. Their mother turned to him, her eyes wide. "What are you talking about?" He glared at Travis. "Don't act like you don't know. You've put all your money into this house for her, but what about Dad? What about the family business that's falling apart? You think a mansion makes everything okay?" The tension hit like a lightning bolt. Gasps echoed through the hall. Travis clenched his jaw, clearly trying to hold back. "This isn't about anyone else right now," he said firmly. "This is about Mom. She deserves this." His brother scoffed. "And the rest of us don't. You don't even talk to half the family anymore." But here you are, acting like the perfect son in front of cameras. Their mother stepped between them, tears in her eyes. "Stop it, both of you. Today is supposed to be a happy day." But her voice trembled, revealing how torn she felt. On one hand, she was overwhelmed with gratitude. On the other, she couldn't ignore the rising storm. As word spread of the confrontation, fans online began to speculate. Some sided with Travis, insisting he had every right to spoil his mother. Others took the brother's side, accusing Travis of ignoring the struggles of the rest of the family. One viral comment read, "Gifting a mansion is sweet, but if the family is divided, is it really a gift or a curse?" Travis tried to regain control, guiding his mother to another part of the house, but the whispers wouldn't stop. Cousins gathered in corners, aunts exchanged knowing looks, and one uncle even muttered, "He's trying to buy her love." Every corner of the mansion seemed filled with both awe and resentment. Eventually, they reached the backyard where a sparkling pool glistened in the sunlight. His mother's face lit up as she saw the lounge chairs, the outdoor kitchen, and the manicured garden. "This is paradise," she whispered. Travis smiled, clearly hoping the magic of the moment would overshadow the growing tension. "It's all yours, Mom. Every piece of it." But his brother followed them outside, his voice sharp. "Paradise for her? Maybe. But you think this house is going to fix the past? You think money erases everything we've been through?" His words cut through the air, heavy and raw. The mother looked between her sons, her face pale. "Please," she begged softly, "don't ruin this." By now, the relatives had spilled out into the backyard, their murmurs growing louder. Fans watching from afar through live streams and recordings couldn't believe what they were seeing. "This is getting messy," one commenter wrote. "This is straight up a family drama." Another said, "I thought this was about love, but now it's turning into betrayal." As the sun set behind the mansion, the beautiful moment of triumph began to feel like the start of a storm no one could control. What should have been a day of joy was already cracking under the weight of jealousy, resentment, and unspoken wounds. And while Travis's mother clung to his arm, smiling through her tears, it was clear to everyone watching this gift wasn't just a house. It was a spark, and the fire it had ignited was only beginning to spread. The night after the big reveal, the house that was supposed to symbolize peace and happiness turned into a battlefield of whispers and accusations. The lights of the chandelier reflected off the glossy marble floors, but the shine could not hide the heavy tension floating in the air. Travis's mother sat in her new living room, clutching a glass of water with trembling hands. She had imagined this moment for years, but she had never imagined that the dream would come with such bitter undertones. In the corner, his brother sat with his arms crossed, refusing to make eye contact. A few cousins scrolled through their phones, smirking at the comments exploding online. "Look at this," one cousin muttered, showing the screen. "People already think you're fake, Travis. They're saying this whole thing is just a publicity stunt." Travis, pacing back and forth, clenched his fists. "I don't care what strangers online think. This is for Mom, not for them." But the words sounded defensive, almost desperate. His aunt, who had always been blunt, stood up. "Don't pretend you don't care, Travis. If you didn't, you wouldn't have cameras here capturing every single tear." His mother shot her a pleading look. "Please don't do this tonight." But the family wasn't listening. Jealousy had been simmering for years, and now it was boiling over. The brother finally spoke again, his voice bitter. You think buying her a mansion makes you the hero? You weren't there when she cried herself to sleep because dad left. You weren't there when bills piled up. You went chasing fame while the rest of us stayed here picking up the pieces. The room went silent. The only sound, the hum of the air conditioning. Fans outside, still lingering near the gates, could hear the raised voices through open windows. Some even recorded snippets of the fight, posting them online. The Hunter family is tearing apart inside the mansion. One caption read, "The drama was no longer private tit, was now a public spectacle." Travis's face hardened. "Don't you dare say I wasn't there. I worked my ass off to get here, to make a life for us. You think it was easy? Every time I was on that field, every hit I took, it was for Mom." For this moment, his brother scoffed. "For Mom, sure. But what about the rest of us? Or do we not exist in your little fairy tale?" Their mother, her voice trembling, tried to stand. "Both of you, stop. I can't bear this." She looked at Travis, then at her other son. "Don't you see? I love you both. This house doesn't mean I love one more than the other." But her words fell flat, because the hurt ran too deep. Meanwhile, social media was ablaze. Fans debated fiercely in comment sections. Some said Travis was a saint for giving his mother such a gift. Others accused him of using her as a pawn for publicity. "Look at the way the brother is being treated." One viral tweet read, "This isn't a family celebration, it's a family meltdown." As the night dragged on, the relatives who had been lingering finally started voicing their own grievances. One cousin shook her head. "You know what this feels like? Like he's trying to erase the past. Like a house can erase the years of pain we all went through." An uncle, already bitter from old feuds, chimed in. "Exactly. It's a performance. Nothing but a show." Travis slammed his hand against the kitchen counter, the sound echoing. "You think I don't know the past? I lived it too. I remember the hunger, the bills, the fights. That's why I'm doing this, to finally give Mom the life she deserves. Why can't any of you just be happy for her?" His mother burst into tears, whispering, "Stop fighting, please. I just wanted us all together. I thought this house would heal us." For a moment, the room grew quiet. The relatives looked away, ashamed but still unwilling to back down. The brother, however, wasn't done. "You keep saying this is for her, but deep down, this is for you. To polish your image, to make headlines, to make people think you're the golden boy. Well, congratulations. Travis, you've fooled the fans. But you haven't fooled me." His words struck like a dagger. The mother covered her face with her hands, sobbing. Travis stood frozen, unable to speak, and just when it seemed the night couldn't get any worse, another twist hit. A phone buzzed loudly on the table, and a cousin picked it up. Her eyes widened. "You guys, someone just leaked a video of this fight. It's all over Twitter already." Chaos erupted. Relatives grabbed their phones, scrolling furiously. Sure enough, clips of the shouting match were already trending. Captions like "The Hunter family feud" and "Behind the mansion reveal" were spreading like wildfire. Fans who had been celebrating just hours earlier were now stunned. "I can't believe this," one wrote. "They're destroying themselves on the very night of the surprise." Travis's mother collapsed onto the couch, whispering, "This isn't how it was supposed to be. This isn't what I dreamed of." But the damage was done. The housewarming had turned into a scandal. Travis's brother stormed out of the mansion, slamming the door behind him, while relatives argued in hushed tones. Some tried to comfort the mother, others muttered that they were done with the drama. Travis, standing in the middle of it all, felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. What should have been the happiest night of his life had turned into a nightmare. And yet, deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. Outside, fans continued to film, capturing every flicker of light and every angry voice that carried through the windows. "This is like reality TV, but real," one fan whispered into their phone. "This family is tearing apart before our eyes." Travis looked at his mother, who stared at him with red, tear-streaked eyes. "Please, Travis," she whispered. "Fix this before it destroys us completely." And as the night stretched into silence, one thing became clear. The mansion wasn't just a gift. It was a trigger. And the drama it unleashed was only getting started. The morning after the stormy night. The mansion was eerily quiet, but the silence wasn't peaceful. It was heavy, suffocating, like the calm before another explosion. Travis sat alone at the kitchen island, staring into a cup of untouched coffee. He had barely slept. All night, notifications from his phone buzzed nonstop, each headline worse than the last. Family feud erupts after mansion surprise. Travis Hunter's gift sparks jealousy. Perfect son or master manipulator. The media had turned his dream gesture into a scandal. His mother emerged from the hallway, her eyes swollen from crying. She walked slowly, dragging her slippers against the polished floor. "Travis," she whispered, "why is this happening? I thought this was supposed to bring us together." He looked at her, guilt washing over him. "I thought so too, Mom. I thought this house would be the thing that healed everything. But it feels like it just made the cracks wider." Before she could respond, the front door creaked open. The brother returned, his expression stormy. He had spent the night away, no one knew where. His presence immediately reignited the tension. He glanced at his mother, then at Travis. "Congratulations," he said coldly. "You've made us the laughingstock of the internet." The mother stood quickly. "Please don't start again." But her words didn't stop him. He pulled out his phone, shoving it in Travis's face. "Look, the whole world thinks we're some kind of circus because of you. You wanted cameras? Well, you got them." Travis slammed the phone away. "Don't blame me for people filming. That's not my fault." But the brother laughed bitterly. "Of course it's your fault. You invited the spotlight. You crave it. You can't breathe without the world watching you." Their mother grabbed her head with both hands, whispering, "Stop, stop, stop." But the brothers ignored her suddenly. Another voice cut through the tension. It was one of their cousins who had been lingering in the background, listening. "You know what? Maybe he's right," she said, pointing at the brother. "Travis, you've always been about appearances. Always about being the hero. You give your mom this house, but what about the rest of us? You act like we don't exist." The words echoed through the kitchen. Travis's face twisted with anger. "I don't owe anyone else anything. I worked for this. I earned this. No one was on that field with me, bleeding and sweating. I did this for her. Why can't you just let her enjoy it?" His mother tried to interject, her voice breaking. "He's right, you know. He worked so hard," but her defense only made things worse. The brother turned to her, his eyes full of hurt. "So you're taking his side? After everything I did? After all the times I was the one here with you when he was gone chasing fame?" Tears spilled down her cheeks. "Don't make me choose between you. I love you both." But the brother wasn't convinced. He stormed out again, but this time he shouted loud enough for everyone to hear. "This house is going to tear us apart. Mark my words." The words were like a curse. News of the feud spread further. Talk shows dissected the clips, influencers made reaction videos, and fans argued in comment sections. "He's just giving back. What's the problem?" One fan posted. Another countered, "No, the brother is right. Travis is selfish." This was never about love. It was about ego. As the day unfolded, more relatives arrived at the mansion. Some curious, some concerned, some ready to stir the pot further. One uncle raised his voice, accusing Travis of trying to buy forgiveness for abandoning the family. Another relative claimed he had promised financial help to more than just his mother, but never followed through. Accusations piled up like bricks, one heavier than the last. The mother, caught in the middle, begged for calm. "Please, don't ruin this for me. Can't we just be happy, even for a day?" But happiness seemed impossible. Late in the afternoon, fans began gathering outside the mansion again. They held up signs, some supportive, some mocking. Paparazzi parked across the street, cameras flashing every time someone entered or exited. Neighbors whispered that the mansion was becoming less of a home and more of a stage for chaos. Inside, the pressure boiled over once more. The brother returned yet again, this time with a shocking revelation. "You know what's funny? he said, his voice dripping with venom. Travis didn't even pay for this house outright. He took out loans. He's not some saint buying it with pure cash. He's gambling with his future just to look like the hero. The room gasped. Relatives exchanged shocked glances. The mother froze, her lips trembling. "Travis, is that true?" she asked softly. Travis's jaw tightened. "I did what I had to do. I'll pay it back. The point is, you have the house." But the brother smirked triumphantly. "See, it's all smoke and mirrors. He risks everything just to keep up this image. And when it all crashes down, who's going to suffer?" "Mom," the mother broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. "Stop it, please. I can't take this anymore." She buried her face in her hands, her body shaking. The scene was heartbreaking, but the relatives weren't done. Accusations kept flying, claims of favoritism, of secrets, of betrayals long buried. One cousin accused Travis of refusing to support her college fund. Another uncle said he had been promised help with medical bills. It became clear that the house had unlocked not just joy, but years of suppressed bitterness. Travis stood in the center of the storm, his face pale, his chest heaving. "This isn't about any of you," he shouted finally. "This is about Mom. Why can't you see that?" But even as he said it, he could see the cracks spreading wider. The family wasn't hearing him. They were hearing only their own pain, their own resentments. His mother, clutching his hand, whispered through tears, "Please, Travis, please fix this. I don't want this house to destroy us." And as fans outside chanted, paparazzi shouted, and relatives argued, Travis realized something devastating. This house, the gift meant to be the ultimate symbol of love, wasn't just dividing the family. It was threatening to shatter it completely. And deep down, he knew the worst was still to come. The third night in the mansion felt like a storm waiting to break. Though the skies outside were calm, the air inside the house was electric with unspoken anger. Travis sat in the living room, his head buried in his hands, the glow of his phone lighting his face. Every swipe showed another headline, another cruel comment, another video clip replaying the family's chaos. The internet wasn't letting this go. Hashtags like #HunterHouseMeltdown and #TravisFamilyFeud were trending worldwide. His mother came down the stairs slowly, wearing the robe he had bought her, but the joy was gone from her eyes. "Travis," she said quietly, "I don't even feel like this house is mine anymore. It feels like it belongs to everyone else, the media, the fans, the family. I can't breathe in here." Her words hit him harder than any tackle on the field. "Mom, don't say that. I did this for you. I thought it would make everything better." She sat beside him, taking his hand. "You tried, baby. I know your heart. But the more you give, the more people want. And now they're tearing you apart." Before he could respond, the front door slammed open. His brother stormed in, flanked by two cousins. His expression was colder than ever. "Enough," he said sharply. "We need to talk." Travis tensed. "I don't have the energy for another fight." But his brother shook his head. "This isn't just about fighting. This is about the truth." The mother looked between them, her face pale. "What truth?" The brother pulled out his phone again, scrolling until he found a document. The truth that Travis didn't just risk loans. He put part of this house in Mom's name, but the rest, it's in his. And if his career falls apart, guess who pays the price? Mom does. She could lose this place. She could lose everything. The room froze. The mother's lips parted, her breath shallow. "Travis, tell me that's not true." Travis stood, his chest heaving. "I did what I had to do. I couldn't buy the whole house in one go. So yes, I set it up like that. But I'll protect it. I swear, Mom, I'll never let anything happen to this place." His brother's laugh was sharp, bitter. "You can't promise that. One injury, one bad season, and it's over. And then what?" Mom's dream turns into a nightmare. Tears welled in his mother's eyes. "Travis, why didn't you tell me?" "Because I didn't want to scare you," he said, his voice cracking. "I wanted you to have this, even if it meant carrying the risk myself." But the damage was done. Relatives murmured among themselves, some nodding in agreement with the brother, others shaking their heads in pity. One aunt hissed under her breath, "I knew it was too good to be true." The mother broke down completely, clutching her chest. "I can't do this. I can't watch my boys destroy each other. Not over me. Not over this house." Travis rushed to her side, but the brother stepped forward too. For the first time, his voice softened. "Mom, I just don't want to see you hurt. I don't want this house to ruin you." For a fleeting moment, the raw honesty cut through the noise. The mother looked between them, her tears flowing. "Then why are you fighting? Why are you tearing each other apart when all I wanted was to be together?" The silence was deafening. Relatives stared at the floor. Fans outside still chanted. And paparazzi flashes lit up the night through the curtains. Travis finally spoke, his voice low. "Maybe I made mistakes. Maybe I wanted to prove something. But I swear, Mom, my heart was in the right place. I just wanted to give you the world." His brother crossed his arms but didn't speak. For the first time, he didn't have a comeback. The mother stood slowly, wiping her tears. "If this house is going to be the thing that tears us apart, then I don't want it. I'd rather live in a shack with my family united than in a palace filled with hatred." Her words sent a shockwave through the room. The relatives fell silent. The brother looked away, ashamed. Even Travis felt his chest tighten with guilt. Outside, fans continued to speculate. Some praised the mother's strength. Others demanded that Travis step up and fix this mess. The world wasn't done watching, and the pressure wasn't easing. That night, the family gathered in the grand dining room for what felt like a final showdown. The mother spoke first. "This house was supposed to be a dream, but right now it feels like a curse. So here's what we're going to do. Either we put aside our grudges and make this a home, or we walk away from it." The room buzzed with murmurs. The brother leaned back, his jaw tight. "And if we can't put aside the grudges?" She looked at him firmly, her voice steady despite her tears. "Then the house goes. I'll sell it. I don't care about marble floors or chandeliers if it means losing my family." The threat hung heavy. For once, even the loudest relatives had nothing to say. Travis felt his heart sink. The gift he thought would heal was now on the brink of being lost. "Mom," he whispered, "please don't say that. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this." His brother looked at him, their eyes locking across the table. The tension was still there, but so was something else: fear. Fear of losing not just the house, but their family entirely. The night ended without resolution. The relatives trickled out. The brother retreated to another room. And the mother sat alone in the dining room, staring at the glittering chandelier above her. Outside, the cameras still flashed. The fans still speculated. The internet still buzzed with theories and accusations. And inside, Travis knew the story wasn't over. The mansion stood tall, beautiful, and cold, a symbol of love, sacrifice, jealousy, and betrayal. It was supposed to be a dream, but it had become a question. Would the house bring the family together, or would it finally tear them apart forever? No one knew, not even Travis Dot. And so, what was meant to be the happiest surprise of Travis Hunter's life has turned into one of the most explosive family dramas we've ever seen. A dream house, a heartfelt gesture, and yet instead of unity, the mansion has opened old wounds, sparked accusations, and left fans wondering if this gift was a blessing or a curse. Emotions ran high, siblings clashed, and the family was left divided in front of the entire world. Now the big question is, can the Hunters recover from this chaos? Or has the damage already gone too far? Will the mansion eventually become the home his mother always dreamed of? Or will it forever stand as a reminder of the night their family cracked open for everyone to see? What do you think? Was Travis wrong for putting everything on the line? Or was he simply a son trying to honor his mother in the biggest way possible? Should his brother have confronted him so publicly? Or was he just telling a truth that needed to be heard? Fans are still split down the middle, and the conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think this family can put their differences aside and rebuild? Or is this the beginning of an even bigger fallout? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story has everyone talking. And if you've been hooked by all the twists, the tears, and the drama, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next chapter of this unfolding saga. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to hear what side you're on. Stay tuned, because with a family this explosive, the story is far from over.